An update to iOS 13 lets you find out if you have the COVIDs without an app, but it's still in beta. Facebook doesn't want you to not be able to track you, so never, ever update to iOS 14, ever. The new 5-nanometer processor soon coming to a phone near you is really MacBook Pro powerful, and Epic has so much winning, they're losing. All of that tonight and more on the Mac to the Future Livecast. Go. Where are we? There we are. Welcome, everyone, to the Mac to the Future Go Livecast Go. I can never figure out what it is, and it just really doesn't matter. I am Guy Serle. Where am I? I know I've got a thing here. Where's my thing? Here's my thing. Don't look at my thing. There it is. It's right there. Those are some of the other things that I do. But I am not alone in the madness. I am also joined tonight by Mr. Dave Ginsburg. How are you, sir?
I am doing well, thank you. Yeah, that's me down there, right there. There.
Well, it's kind of more to your left.
I was moving, right there.
Yeah, it's right there. Yeah.
Doing well. It's a very hot day here in beautiful
Chicago. Yeah. Oh.
Sweating buckets. But got a nice fan, keep me cool.
Yeah.
Ready
DJ voice.
Yeah.
Hey. Yo, hey. We got all the hits. Speaking of hits, we also have, as soon as I get rid of your lower third, it's gone now, Mr. Warren Sklar. Hello there, Mr. Sklar.
And don't sing Carrie.
There it is.
No.
There
will be no ERP on this show.
Is this better? There we go.
Yeah. Stop touching yourself.
No, I'm touching the. Ooh, I'm grabbing it. Grabbing. Yeah, actually, it was cool here in the Northeast. Nice.
It wasn't bad.
It was pleasant. I actually cleaned the garage out in preparation for the Tesla. That's still not here yet.
Well, it's okay. We are totally not at all jealous.
It's I'm like the weight's the hardest part, like Tom Petty said. It's like,
okay. Well, you know what? You may have a Tesla.
Yes.
Okay. But here's something you'll never have, unless you really wanted to.
Literally, never have.
No, never. Not these. Yeah.
I think I'm okay with my decision.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
This one.
I think I'll survive this one.
Yeah,
or maybe I won't.
After a while, it actually becomes kind of sad. It really does. It's like, how many more microphones is Guy going to get? No one really knows.
Just line your house with them.
You know what? I think that's what, some people do, like backgrounds with like Hawaiian sunsets and all. I'll just do mine in all microphones.
You could put them out like on the lawn, like, space them out like the poles.
No, they'll get wet. See, right now, these are like pristine. They have to stay pristine because
what you need to do is get a nice table, lay them all out. I want to see a picture of every single mic you own.
No, that would be even sadder. To look at them all at one time and go, yes, I have spent so much money on microphones that I will never use.
The obvious cool thing would be to hook them all up at the same time.
And then and each one on their own track, and then sing Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody. Just the middle part. Just the middle part. Scatterboosh, scatterboosh, will you do the fandango?
You got to do the thing from The Simpsons where Bart turns up the volume all the way up, and that's what he does. He takes the megaphones and he ties them all together like at one. It's like, and like a little bug comes into the front of it, and like you can hear it buzzing. And he goes testing, and then all the windows in the community,
the whole town blow out.
What's up? Yeah, that's what you got to do. Makes
Yeah, because that will make me so popular here in this neighborhood. That's what I need to do. All right. Well, let's talk about some stuff. There's stuff. Now, I know Warren has it because it's kind of what he does.
Not this one, because this is
he has iOS 14. He can't do it.
Oh, that's right. This is a beta for 13.
It is, strangely enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then none of us have it.
No, I'm on.
I only have one phone, and I will not put beta software on something that I need every single day. Just not going to do it.
You can put the 13 beta on there. It's like nothing. I mean, it probably doesn't even do anything. So
yeah, all it is just.
All right, I want you guys to think back when I contacted you about the new iPad that I got.
Yep.
Now tell me again that it's absolutely no big deal if I put a beta on the one and only phone that I have.
I won't do it.
No, I won't either. And actually, let's talk about. I don't have it here. I picked up a new for me 2018 iPad Pro from B&H because they had it was like $400 off. 512 gigs of storage. It's the 12.9 inch, and I also picked up, and it's actually kind of a nice keyboard so far. The Bridge keyboard, it's like $100 less than the Apple one, but it doesn't do the floaty thing. But it does have a trackpad, and so far that works reasonably well. I'm hesitant to give it my stamp of approval because I had a Bridge keyboard for, I think it was my 3rd gen iPad, and it didn't last that long. But of course it was like, wow, look at that, it's out of warranty, spring, and everything just busted on it all at the same time. So yeah, I'm gonna.
I like the looks of them, but I hear mixed reviews of it. So
yeah,
and it's heavy. It's really heavy. I don't know how heavy the Apple one is.
You should look into the Logitech one. I don't know if they have the 12.9 out yet.
They do, and it was available through B&H anyway. But I'm not a huge fan of like the flip and fold type keyboards or covers. There's just something about it that just I just don't like that much. But regardless, at least for now, I've got the Bridge one, and it seems to be working okay. The other thing that it came with for free was some Audio Technica Bluetooth earbuds, and as soon as I put them in, it was like they were almost in unison, in stereo. They both went pop up and like flying out of my ear. So I probably have to put like different tips on them to make them work right. I also got, which one was it? I got a microphone. Shocker.
Surprise.
Yeah, it was this one here. This is the Behringer BA85A. I actually tried to get this microphone. I think it was just after all the COVID stuff started and everybody was staying home. And once everyone realized that they were going to need like webcams and microphones and all that, everything was sold out. Everything was sold out everywhere forever. You couldn't get anything.
All the microphones are sold out because he bought them all. They're all at Guy's house.
Yeah, no, I have no microphones here. Don't come to my house.
This mic was hard to get too.
Oh, well, that was, the weird thing about the pod mic, and I know this has nothing to do with anything that we're going to talk about tonight, but that's okay. The weird thing about the pod mic, because it came out like right around the same time as the Rodecaster Pro, there seemed to be like a lot of buzz about, and I mean, I still got mine right. I don't have it hooked up right now, but this is it right here. The pod mic, and it's a great microphone, especially for $100 for a really, and sucker is heavy. That is a heavy ass microphone.
That's why this arm works well.
Yeah, yeah. So
I got a Tesla.
Yeah, but can you speak into it and do a live cast?
Probably. I'm going probably.
Well, he does have an iPad. It'll have an iPad on the dash, but I mean an iPad.
It doesn't. Well, damn, the thing ought to come with like an iMac built in.
It probably does. I mean,
It probably does.
It does everything.
It's iMac-ish.
It's got more computing power than well.
He's getting the garage outfitted for 220. So
okay, well, you know what? And does it have like the self-drive thing?
Yeah.
Okay. The only place that you should never do that, Pennsylvania Turnpike.
That's where
I would not trust any self-driving mechanism. I don't care how. I don't care if it came from the Starship freaking Enterprise.
Well, you're doing it wrong. That's
I would not trust it on the Pennsylvania Turnpike.
Work every day. Yeah,
that is the worst road ever. I'm sorry.
No, you're just doing it wrong. So
no, it's just an awful, awful road. It's always under construction, and you're 6 inches away from semi-tractor trailers that want to kill you.
Yeah, but
that's how that road works. That's the I hate it so much. I have a friend that lives near Akron, Ohio. Mm-hmm. It's about a 6.5 hour drive. I purposely go. Yeah. I go. Well, that's where their like USA headquarters are in Talmadge or Stowe or something like that. I purposely go an hour out of my way and take I-70, which cuts through like the southern part of West Virginia and Ohio, to not go on the Pennsylvania Turnpike.
Well,
when I went to Chicago last year for MacStock, I took the train. But the year before that, when I drove it, that's the way I drove. I did not go on the turnpikes.
I will do a Warren's Daily Drive because I take that to work, and I will do my autopilot on there, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Well, it was awful nice knowing you.
Get your phone mounted just like he has his iPod Touch, and just record.
That's how I do my phone. Where we're going, we don't need phones.
The Tesla is a big phone. It has cameras everywhere.
It kind of is.
That's true. What do you need a phone for?
And Dave,
phone.
If you turn the car over on its side, there's this huge rotary dial with like 0 through 9. It's so cool. It's amazing.
You just say, "Hey Tesla."
It's amazeballs.
Hey Tesla, take me to work, and there you go.
And the Tesla says, "Do I have to go on the Pennsylvania Turnpike?"
I said,
yes. I'm sorry, Warren. I cannot do that.
That's the way to go. That's the only way to get there.
Anyway.
Okay.
iOS 13.7.
Oh, were we talking about that stuff? Okay. Yeah.
We're trying.
There's a COVID-19 tracing. It's built right into the beta for iOS 13.7. And it's still opt-in for those of you who are paranoid about such things. But the cool thing about it is it won't require an accompanying thank you, app for basic functionality. Now, if you get like a positive hit, or if, God forbid, you come down with the COVIDs, then you still have to use wherever the area that you live in. You have to use their app to do that. But for just to see if you've been near anyone that has COVID-19, no, it'll work fine. And this one is near and dear to all of our Facebook friends. Facebook is really, really not happy with the anti-tracking that's going to be built into iOS 14, and has delivered a report to advertisers warning of consequences. So some of the things that they're saying is that they're only getting about half of the push that they used to get when they used to be able to track you from Facebook to everywhere you went after that. So they're losing about half of what they were able to do before, and I'm sure we're all very sad about that. What do you think about that, Dave?
I'm not sad about that at all. It's good. I mean, obviously Apple's been with beta and iOS 14 been tracking things. Look what happened with the clipboard thing. They discovered all these apps that were using the clipboard without us even knowing about it. So
yeah, everything that you copied to the clipboard.
Right.
So if you were copying like passwords and stuff like that,
right?
Guess what?
And add to that Facebook redesigning its interface. So let them spend more time on that and quit worrying about us not being able to be tracked.
Yeah, it's not like they're really hard up for advertising, or that's how they make like all their money. What do you think, Warren?
I think we'll be sad when Facebook starts charging $5 a month for everybody to use it, because we're all going to pay it. And you know,
I mean,
yeah, you probably will. I mean, I think a lot of people. I know I would.
because you're on it every day and all day.
Well, I mean, I'm on it, and people I care about are on it. So, I mean, that's how it is. That's life. That Facebook has to make money, and they don't charge, and they advertise, and we're the product, and that's why it's free.
Yeah. So let's be happy about that.
Well, I mean,
well, maybe happy isn't the right word.
In 40 years, I'll be dead, and I'll be using I would have had Facebook for free.
Heaven Book. Yes. Or will it be Heaven Book?
It might be Heaven Book. I don't know.
Inquiring minds want to know.
We'll find out.
And if you are watching tonight, if you want to make comments and have them show up, this is what you have to do. You have to go to StreamYard.com/Facebook and click OK.
Can't click on the link down there. It doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work. But if you hit that link, go to StreamYard.com/Facebook, or don't click that link because it's not a link, but go to StreamYard. Wow, I am really blowing this. StreamYard.com/Facebook. Go to that site and click the OK button so that your comments will show up here and everyone will know that they were your wonderful comments. Thank you. And let's move on to we only have 2 stories tonight, so I don't know how much longer we're going to be able to stretch this out. We could probably talk more about Warren's Tesla if we run out of time.
I'm game.
Okay, TSMC Processors. This is one of the companies from Taiwan that make the A series processors for Apple. And they'll probably show up in a Mac close to you soon. The new A14 chip works on a 5 nanometer process and is supposed to be super, super powerful. Some people are claiming that the 5 nanometer process chip will and have graphics to show will have almost as much processing power as a current Intel-based MacBook Pro. The graph shows that the new chip could also have as much as a 15% processing boost, or, and this, you can't have both, it's like one or the other, 30% decrease in power, which will make your batteries last much longer. Since no one has seen the new iPhones yet that will use these chips, there's no way to know for certain, but Apple may choose a middle ground for portable devices, meaning same or slightly increased performance, but possibly better battery life, or the performance boost for upcoming Macs that are using this chip, because we won't care as much about battery power for desktop, even for laptops, because they'll be able to fit more battery goodness in them. So, are you looking forward to the new phones with these uber powerful chips there, Warren?
Yeah, for sure. I think they said the same thing about the current phones too, right? They said,
well, they say it every year.
They said it was just as powerful, I think, as a MacBook Air, so they're bumping it up to a 15 Pro, which is still not a current Pro, because the current Pros are 16-inch, so they're probably comparing it to a 2-year-old MacBook Pro. But yeah, I mean, more power, more good. I don't know what they're going to do with it. I've never had an issue with my phone where I said I wish this thing was
Flappy Birds.
Yeah, I mean, even Flappy Birds ran pretty smooth on the phone I have. So I've never been in a position where that was an issue. Where it was an issue on the speed of it. Where on computers and even Macs I have. So that's good. That's a good thing. So I guess I'll continue to make apps and games for it that will take advantage of that, hopefully. But yeah, good stuff.
Okay, Warren. Dave.
I just said.
I know.
I agree with Warren. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where this goes. The processors in our iPhones and our iPads are just so lightning fast as it is anyway. I just don't. They can claim anything they want. I mean, Apple's going to still continue to make these processors when the Apple Silicon comes out. That's going to be interesting to see where do some benchmarks on those to see where those go. So.
Well, let me ask you both something here. Now, we are probably well. Number one, do you think that there'll be a silicon-based Mac before the end of the year?
No, they might announce it. I don't think it'll come out to buy.
Yeah,
but they might talk about it.
Okay, so you don't think that they're going to have something to show us silicon-based as far as a regular? I mean, not talking about mobile devices, but desktop computers.
No, that would be like the next 3 months, 3.5 months. I don't think so. Yeah, by the end of the year.
Okay.
Yeah, I doubt it.
I would love to see it, and it actually would not surprise me because the phones are going to be, I think, about a month late. They're saying right now, like late October. That's what I'm hearing.
September, October for the 12 and the 12 Pro, and then the not the 12 Pro, the midline iPhones, and then the Pro Max and the Pro line ones won't be until November. So at least that's rumored.
The rumor is like 2 weeks late for the initial phones. So
yeah.
So when you said they were going to hold off maybe on iOS 14 until the phones came out, and we all laughed at you.
Yeah.
It
hurt too, by the way.
I know. But the fact that it's so close to where it normally goes, I think it might be right. You might be right on that. I think at that time, we were thinking it was going to be months apart.
Victory.
I think they could wait 2 to 3 weeks to release the final version in that case. And they probably will at that point. So
well, I still maintain that even if the release of the new phones hadn't been until early next year, that they would not have released iOS 14 without the phones.
That I don't think. I think they would have put it out. I think the fact that it's so soon after when they would normally do it, I think they would hold off. They could hold off a few weeks, but
well, we won't really know until the phones come out.
Yeah.
And if they come out in late October, early November, then there's no way to say if they would have waited.
They're going pretty fast on betas. I mean, beta 6 now, so
yeah.
I disagree. I think Apple will still do a release around mid-September, only because they want people to get excited about iOS 14 and get everybody on it. For those who already have, the device.
But they don't make money. They don't make a lot of money off the release of the operating system. They make money.
But if it's ready to go, why not release it?
I still think that releasing the OS without the phone would mean that there would be some subset of people who would not buy the phone once they saw how smoothly it ran on whatever phone they have now. But
they're going to know that anyway. I mean,
yeah, that's but not until the phone comes out. And see,
honestly,
once the shiny is available, they can sit there and say, well, sure, you could put iOS 14 on that old phone, but wouldn't you want this instead?
Well, there was screenshots out there recently of a couple of leaked photos of the new phone with iOS 14, and
I don't have my phone down here.
The two of them were the 2 leaked photos, or the 3 leaked photos. One was you could choose to do the 120 hertz refresh rate on the phone. Yeah. And that would be on the new phone. And the other one was turn on and off LiDAR when you take pictures, which would actually give you a better, like it detects things better. So better detection of things in pictures. So, I mean, if they come out and say, listen, you can put iOS 14 on an older phone, but it's not going to do, the screen's not going to look as nice because it's not going to have the promotion, and the
camera won't be as good.
The camera won't take as good as pictures as the new one, because we could detect, exactly where you are.
We can detect money in your wallet. It needs to be spent on a new phone.
You're taking a picture of your niece, Mary. I could see it and I could identify it. And we're going to maybe get rid of that birthmark on her nose.
And her whole side of her face.
Her whole face is messed up.
Yeah. We'll do. There's a new mode. There's a new thing called mirror mode. So it takes the screwed up side of your face. Kind of like if you were Harvey Dent in Two-Face. It takes the screwed up side, pushes that away, and puts just the good Harvey Dent. So all you have is good Harvey Dentness all the way
or
around.
Brad Pitt, where everybody just looks like Brad Pitt when you take the picture. That's a good move too.
I'd buy that.
There you go.
Yeah, he's dreamy. All right. So, well, actually, one more question before we go. What do you think will be the first Mac that's going to have silicon in it?
I think it's going to be MacBook.
So
Something.
you think they're going to go portable before desktop?
Yeah, because the whole thing is going to be power and efficiency. And they're going to say this is something that runs just as fast as like a 15-inch MacBook Pro, and it lasts a whole day on a charge. And that's
do you think
selling point?
Do you think they'll make any major changes to the design, the outer design of? The designs of Apple's current computers has been around for a while. There hasn't been like really major changes in probably 10 years. The biggest change I can think of is when they took out the bar and put in, an iOS on a long strip. But that was like the last major change that they've done to almost any of their computers. So, they have the opportunity now. Johnny Ive is gone, so they have a new design team in there. They have a brand new OS coming out with brand new chips in it. I mean, all of this brand new stuff coming. Do you think that maybe it's time that they put away something like the iMac and maybe rethink their computer designs? I mean, who needs a computer that's thin enough to cut cheese? Is that really necessary anymore? I mean, that was a design aesthetic that Johnny Ives was really pushing, but I can't see how that that in the long run it makes that much of a difference, and it's more of a detriment. It's more of a holdback for some of the cool things that you could do with these computers. What do you think, Dave?
Yeah, no, I definitely it's going to be portable. I think I wouldn't be surprised if it's the MacBook Air they start with, because it's
so you think they'll go small first?
They'll go small, see where it goes. I mean, I don't know. No, I mean they could go Pro. I mean, it's very possible. I mean, I'm not one that I really to be too excited to get a first gen. No,
it's gonna
Warren will, but I know you and I probably won't. So,
well, we say that, but then let's say that the first, whatever they call it, let's say it is the Silicon Book Ultra Pro. They go all Dell or Lenovo on us, and it is slicker than owl poop, and just looks amazing. Has incredible built-in graphics and has, all kinds of goodness. Would you still be holding back if it brand new design?
Yep.
You still want to wait?
Still would hold back.
What I would like to see what they will do with the desktop line. I would love to get a computer that is powerful but isn't tied into a built-in monitor. I want to see a really super powerful Mac Mini or something like a Mac Mini, but not with integrated graphics and with the ability to hold more than 512 gigs of storage.
How much different, like back to the laptop though, how much different of a design? The laptops, even Windows and MacBooks, they all have pretty much the same design. They have a trackpad, they have a keyboard, and they have a screen attached to it. What else can you really, what kind of design change could they even really do? Could they make it, sure, they can make it thicker. Could they make a touchscreen? I guess they could do that. Could they make it the thing detach like some of the Windows laptops, or you could, maybe you detach the screen and turns into an iPad. That'd be cool, I guess. So there's not a lot of things you could do. The iMac could use a redesign. I think that design could definitely be changed. The desktops.
I'd like to see it go away. I would like to see the iMac go away. with the whole built-in screen. Screen goes out. You've got this great. I mean, Apple talks a good game about recycling and all the rest of that. Screen goes out in one of these, and you've just got a big freaking paperweight.
I don't think they would do that. I think I don't think they'll. I think the iMac sells pretty well, but I could see that getting a nice.
It's not a matter of sales. It's is Apple going to walk the walk that they've been talking? Are they going to make their computers last longer than and even and to be fair, I think Apple has some of the longest lasting computers in the
they do
today.
iMacs last a long time,
and not just because the components last long, but because they stay current and you can add, hell, even with the beta that's just coming out, you can still put computers that are 8 years old on the beta, or at least half of that year, half of 2013. The one I have, no, but some of the other ones, sure. But to just get away from the big slab of glass that the iMac is, and move on to just give us a desktop, come out with a reasonably priced Apple 27 to 30 inch monitor, and let us do our own thing. If we want to have two screens, we get two screens. If we want to just have one great big 32-inch screen from whoever, all right, let us do that too. You're still making the sale. We're still in the Apple ecosphere. Is it important that in order to get a discrete graphics card that we have to go to an iMac instead of just a regular desktop computer?
It doesn't seem.
But that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, Apple is more of Apple tries to build things that you would see like in a sci-fi movie and it's set in the future on the spaceship, like on the Enterprise.
Okay, that was Johnny Ives. That was a lot of that. Now, well, a lot of that was Steve Jobs as well. I mean, you look at the G4 iMac.
If you look at the iPhone, is a perfect example.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's so impractical.
Right, but even the iPhone and the iPad, these are things that if you saw it like Captain Kirk using an iPhone, you wouldn't say that looks stupid. Even now, you wouldn't say that looks stupid. If you saw like Captain Kirk using like a Mac Mini with a built-in monitor and the cables running through the back of that, you would say that's not good. So,
it's just not Star Trekky.
It's not Star Trekky. You're looking for like a one in the new iMac. I think it's going to be pretty much a screen with a stand, a screen that like magically stands up. Basically, is what it's going to be, and it's not
without the huge bezels.
Like not just a screen, not even like anything else. Just like yeah.
How big are these are like 2-inch bezels all the way around this thing, not counting the very bottom.
It's going to be like a thin monitor, like a flat screen monitor. And it's just going to stand up magically. You're not even going to have to, you just tell it,
It won't even have a stand.
It won't have a stand.
You just take it out of the box and let it go, and it'll just float there back and forth.
It's going to be like a weeble wobble. You throw it on the ground,
but it doesn't fall down.
Right, exactly.
Just like they don't include the wheels with the Mac Pro or the stand for the high end monitor. You gotta get your own stand.
Yeah. Get that $800 stand. That's all it is. Yeah. All right. Last story for the evening. Well, we got quite a bit of mileage out of that. Epic continues to find new ways to both win and lose while Apple shrugs. Epic has temporarily won a holding action to prevent Apple from terminating their developer's license, which is good news for them and other developers that used Epic's Unreal Engine for their own apps, and kind of good news for Apple, so that they don't have to use the nuclear option and lose all those apps too. The bad news for Epic is that Apple isn't being forced to put Fortnite back into the App Store while this plays out in courts, and it's pretty much all bad news for Fortnite players using iOS or Mac, as Epic has said that the Mac and iOS players will lose cross-compatibility with players on other platforms when an upcoming update, oddly timed for August 27th, comes in and could possibly lose access to any version of the game if Apple kills connectivity to Apple devices. Epic. How many different ways can you just screw yourself out of a very, very rich market. Because I have to tell you something, Apple doesn't care. Apple is not a gaming company. And the number of people who are going to stop using Apple devices because they can't play Fortnite is limited, I think, mostly to 14-year-old teenage boys, which typically don't have a lot of money to spend on phones and computers anyway, other than what their parents give them. So I can't see any way that Epic is going to come out of this without capitulation. What do you think, Dave?
Yep. I don't see it happening with Epic. I'll be honest with you, I'm getting tired of hearing about this. I mean, it's at a point now that, at least I agree with the judge's ruling about the Unreal Engine. There's no way they could have that she could have allowed that to happen, because that's going to really break a lot of things.
Other developers,
in the gaming world. But all Epic has to do is put it back, and they can be back in the iOS app store, and they don't want to do
That's it. Nope.
And this was all calculated. They calculated this from
the very beginning. Yeah.
Very beginning. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they wanted to do, and if anything, it's going to do is going to make them look bad. I mean, granted,
they already are.
Yeah, granted,
Apple has emails that go back sometime.
Yep.
That has emails from Sweeney that is basically asking Apple to allow them to have their own store. And Apple was like, no, we're not making a special case for Fortnite. And I think that was when the wheels started turning in Tim's head, that if he could somehow force Apple to do this, that it's a win for Epic. And if it coincidentally made it so that other developers could do the same, which it essentially would, then they could come out smelling like a rose. Well, the problem is that very, very few people are seeing it that way. It's obvious to anyone who follows tech news that this was a cold, calculated gambit on the part of Epic, and that they can't win here. There is no win for them that gets them back into the iOS store where most of the money is, and to be able to have their own way. And like we were talking about last week, there is nothing stopping anyone from going to any other store out there where Epic sells their V-Bucks, buying the V-Bucks there, applying it to your account, doing whatever you want to do with your characters, and continue to play it in iOS and the Mac. So there's no end game where they win. I just can't see it. Unless Tim Cook suddenly decides it's not worth it. But when services is your number 2 product after some of the best-selling phones in the entire world, why would he give that up voluntarily? What do you think, Warren?
Yeah, I agree with most of that. The only thing I don't agree with is, I think if this becomes a permanent, or if it looks like it's going to be a permanent thing, it will affect iPhone sales. I think there'll be
maybe not much.
I mean, it will take a chunk out of it. I mean, the kids, who might get an iPhone may decide not to get an iPhone because of that. It's not going to be huge, but it will be. It will take a little bit out of it.
Sure. But the question is would it be in numbers big enough to offset how much Apple would lose from services if they allowed? Because it wouldn't just be Epic. Then it would be Microsoft with their gaming service. It would be Steam with their gaming service. It would be not Blizzard. What's the other company? Well, basically, it would open the door for every large game manufacturer to come in, have their own platforms with in-app purchases. That it still wouldn't go through Apple's servers. Apple wouldn't be processing it, but it's one more chink in the armor for iOS to make it that much less safe. And I just can't see Apple allowing that to happen.
It might make it less safe, but I think it would, if the iOS devices could start playing games from different stores, Valve, Epic, and Microsoft, it's certainly going to make the device a more desirable thing for people, for kids. It will sell more iPhones. They'll probably, they would probably make the money back in the sales of the iPhone that they would have lost in, maybe
services.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know, because
we're talking gaming, so the only service they're going to lose out on is Apple Arcade, and I'm pretty sure they're not doing that well in there anyway. So,
well, I'm not even thinking about Apple Arcade. I'm thinking about their 30% of in-app purchases. Not to mention 30%, because basically, if they're able to do this, all the games go free. All the games go free. Everything goes to in-app purchases to enhance the games, and Apple gets none of that. But they're still hosting files. They're still pushing these files across using their bandwidth. And it's just not a win for them.
It's not services, and their services don't get affected. You're talking about their 30% cut on some of the
that's part of it.
Games. Well, yeah. I don't know. Well,
we would love to hear from anyone who's watching, or anyone who listens or watches the Mac to the Future Livecast. Go Livecast. Go Livecast. Go. And so we would love to hear from you. You can reach us in all the various ways that we're going to talk about here in just a minute. And I think that actually, I think we're going to talk about that right now, because I think we're done for the night. So let's start with Warren.
Yo,
Warren. If people want to get a hold of you, how would they do it?
Well, for now, you could still go on Facebook. It's still free. Join the Back to the Future Facebook group. It's fun. Listen to this podcast and listen to In Touch with iOS with Dave and myself and whoever he's able to get a hold of. And
bring them all in. Snag them.
Pretty big names in the field that I don't know any of them, but I'm learning. So, and that's about it. And I'll be on the Tesla forums pretty soon. So.
You're going to drive that all the way to Guatemala? You thought I forgot about that.
I'm driving the Tesla to Guatemala.
Excellent. Way to go.
On
Dave.
I want charge.
Yes.
You could find me at In Touch with iOS, intouchwithios.com. Yes, I host it with co-host Warren, and we have lots of fun. And Jeff Gammett's going to be on the show this tomorrow.
Nice.
We'll be recording tomorrow, and we'll have a lot of fun. And I'm on Twitter at DaveG65.
And Cletus just said hello. Hello, Cletus.
Hello.
How are you, sir? Let's see. Too many buttons I have to hit at one time.
All the buttons are flashing. And
all the buttons flashing.
Beeping, and they're beeping.
If you'd like to get hold of me, you can do so. Send me email, guy@mymac.com. Twitter is MacParrot or VertShark. I have a website. I swear to God, I have a website. It is vertshark.com. You can find all of it. Is that what the vertical sharks, is that a noise for them? God, it sounds a lot like a parrot. All of the audio and video things that I do and occasional writings will be over there at vertshark.com. And of course, besides the Mac to the Future Go Livecast, I also do the MyMac.com podcast with Gazmaz nearly every single weekend. We missed last weekend. Everybody was busy doing stuffs. And lastly, there is also Guy's Daily Drive, which I recorded one today and probably won't be out until tomorrow, maybe Friday. Sometimes it's difficult to find the time when you've got so many things, so many balls juggling in the air. If you would like to help support my really terrible microphone habit, and believe me, there's many more microphones that I want to buy. You can do so by going to patreon.com/MacParrot. You can go to coffee, ko-fi/MacParrot, make a one-time donation. And you can also PayPal me, paypal.me/MacParrot. There we go. And if you want, one other thing that you can do, let me get out of single mode here. The other thing you can do is go on over to the YouTubes and you can watch it there. You can subscribe to the VertShark channel there. and you can like, share, subscribe. Thank you, Dave. I almost forgot. And if you missed it the first time, like, share, subscribe. And while you're there watching the video, smash that like button. Smash it. Just kill the bell. Hit that notification button. All those things that the kids do. And I think that is going to do it for this evening. So once again, thank you all so very, very much. We really appreciate the fact that you have taken the time to spend with us right here on all these crazy Wednesday nights. And are you guys both going to be around next week that you know of?
Yeah, I think so.
Why?
Okay. Well, no,
normal week.
It makes me happy. It makes me happy that you guys are there.
I have nothing else to do these days.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, it's that firm commitment to doing the show that just fills my heart with cockles, or I don't even know how that saying goes.
I've filled my schedule all week, so you're part of it.
Excellent.
This or sleeping, and it's a hard choice.
Yeah.
No, really, it is a hard choice.
No, sleeping is I won't say it's overrated, because it's definitely not.
It's getting past his bedtime. It's getting past his bedtime. So
and you have to remember, Dancing with the Stars.
Gone.
It's not on right now.
I don't.
He did the whatever it called, the
Amazing Race.
No, the voice. The Masked Singer.
The Masked Singer.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right. And isn't that done too?
It'll be back.
Are you watching? Dave, did you watch the last?
Ted Lasso.
I love that show.
Ted Lasso. Yeah,
Ted Lasso is unbelievable. I have this.
I've only caught like part of the first episode.
I'm in love with that show. I mean, I literally am.
I actually, when we're done here and I'm transcoding and all that stuff, once I hit that button that says, okay, take this video and do stuffs with it, I'm gonna go watch an episode of Ted Lasso.
I'll watch it. It's good. It's really good.
I was watching the first episode and I was laughing out loud, which I don't typically do with most situational comedies, because that's what the kids call them these days.
Like Silly Americans in London, then you'll love this.
Yeah. I used to be one,
and a few good-looking women too.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll see you all next week. Thanks again for watching this right here on the Mac to the Future Go Livecast. Bye-bye. Say bye, everybody.
Goodbye.